What's going on, you all? John here, and today we're going to be remaking my tarantula enclosure. So it's been like this since I got it. I just took the cork bark hideout and put this in it instead. Here the tarantula goes. This is my curly haired tarantula. I simply put her in this acrylic box for now. I said box, enclosure, until we finish this, which is what she's going to be staying in, which is kind of big for her, I would say. Let me stop this box turtle from moving around real quick. Okay, I think I stopped the box turtle, but anyway, there is my curly hair tarantula. I think she's quite big for one of her species, I believe. This is not a care video because I have not kept her or one of them long enough to truly think I understand every aspect of what you're supposed to be doing. But anyway, this is the enclosure. As I said, the only thing I did was take out a cork bark hide and put this in instead, as well as some moss. Oh, and I did put, it's funny, I just put a whole potato in here to see if it would grow really as an experiment, because I did decide I was going to completely change her enclosure instead of keeping it looking so bare. So that is something I did indeed add. A little potato, which has grown quite a lot actually. Hold on, let me put this moss down and then we'll actually, let me just put in this. Let's hit the moss in this. And then I did also put some seeds in as well, but they never really grew. So here's the potato. Wow, it's grown pretty well. Okay, let's take these out. Now I got this tarantula for free actually. The person who gave it to me was going to either kill it or release it because they bought it as a present. Again, I don't advise you purchase animals as present. But they bought it for a present for their nephew, I believe, I believe it was their nephew, and he just threw it on people, and as you know, that's very stressful on the tarantula, and especially if they're non-arboreal, they cannot fall a very high height and fall, otherwise they'll die. So he was throwing it on people. Obviously, they also knocked their hairs off. Not this one. This one's been pretty docile with me. So, but that is something they can and do, which is simply toss their hairs around, which is also dangerous. And again, people may just smash the tarantula, which is always a worry. So, yeah, they took it back and they've kept her for a couple of years, I think, maybe 2, until they were going to simply give her away, or they were going to not give her away, they were going to let it go or kill it. So I was just like, hey, I'll take it. They had already frozen the babies, actually. They froze all the babies. So yeah, that's the story of how I came to get this tarantula. I don't think we're going to be using this piece of wood as the actual hardscape for this enclosure because it is quite big. I just put it in there for her to have something to hide under besides the cork bark hide, which I didn't actually like. It was quite big as well. It took up like the entire half of the setup. And this is a pretty big enclosure for a tarantula of even her size. Okay, there we go. I believe I'm gonna just throw all this substrate away. I really don't think there's a need to keep any of it. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it away. I literally don't need any of this stuff. So, I'll be right back after I go ahead and dump this. Get the hell out of the way. Okay, here we go. Most of the soil cleaned out of it. Actually, while cleaning it, I found this, a little worm. So I think they had it in there, this earthworm, just to clean up after the tarantula. So I guess we'll keep it in there. I suppose she didn't eat it or anything. Just to quickly disinfect this, I'm going to take a paper towel and some witch hazel. I was going to use alcohol, but currently I only have 50%, and I think that may be a little too strong. I'm not sure, but it doesn't smell mighty strong. So I'm just gonna go with the witch hazel. Okay, there we go. That's it, mostly cleaned out. If you can see over there, that's where it's going. So the back and the sides don't really matter on the outside, but I do want to make sure the inside is relatively clean. The plan was to put a background on this, but I literally looked through all the styrofoam I have, and I have nothing that can actually match a 10-gallon. I have nothing bigger than that either, so we're just gonna go with no background on this. I could use cardboard or something, but yeah, we're just not gonna have a background on this. So I'm simply gonna add the soil, and I don't think this will be enough, actually. Yeah, this is definitely not enough, because the goal is to build it going up towards the back, and that's not enough. So let me go and grab some more. Here we go. This soil really doesn't have a lot of peat moss or cocoa fiber, as it's better known, because I didn't have any, or I didn't have a lot of it on hand while making it. So I just simply took some of it out of another enclosure to add at the top to hold some of the moisture in. That's what I did. And I'm just going to shape this how I want it to look. And then you want to compact it down. So there we go. I think that's the overall look I'm looking for. Kind of like a hill sloped right there. And then the back just leading up. So the next thing we're going to do is, like I said, add that cocoa fiber from that other setup. And this will just act to keep some of the moisture in, as well as change the background, or the color of the soil. Because earlier, if you all knew, it looked very much like it came from a lot rockier of an area, which would then lead some of the choices I would want to add look a little weird. Like if I wanted to add slate, it would look fine, but per se, the rock choice I did choose this time, which is simply this, it wouldn't look as good as possibly that dirt or that substrate color. So that's why we did that. Now, instead of the cork bark, what I think I'm gonna do is add this in a way yeah, I think that'll work just fine. Instead of a cork bark, I'm just going to add that right there. And that looks pretty good. I do have a lot of plants to actually add. And you know what? Since it's been in this for such a long time and it's been doing good over there, I'm just going to put it back in its corner over here where it was originally. Maybe not put some soil on the bottom. But there we go. Little potato man. And we'll cover that back up. And there we go, that's the potato. So let me go get some clippets of these plants, and then we'll come back to add them. Okay, we're back, and here are the plants I have picked out. I wanted this to be a little more brightly colored, so I chose the purple plants with the green on them. I do have some that are just straight purple and some that are a lot more green, and then a lot more obviously regularly green colored plants. But I think this will look nice in it. So what I'm gonna do, I have this glass water dish with it, but I don't believe I will actually end up putting it in here. I will most likely instead water this corner and then swap to watering a different corner, like that one or that one, and then it'll just be able to drink the moisture out of the ground. And if not, I do feed them a small meal pretty often, which is where they get the majority of their moisture. So it shouldn't really be a major problem. All the plants. Now we do still have some of this moss. I'm not sure if I do, where I'm gonna put it. You know what would be a good spot? I'm going to put some of it in the burrow. This way, it'll retain a lot more moisture. So obviously you all can't see that, but I'm going to put some in there. And then we'll put some on the log. You can probably hear the guinea pig's feet. And you know what? It would probably be best if I got some Gorilla Glue and Gorilla glued it on it. Ah, that's a strong smell. So we'll simply put some of that glue there and glue it on. This will allow the moss to just stick to the actual wood, and even if the tarantula walks around it or moves it or whatever, it'll still have a chance to grow. There we go. And once it dries, it's going to be perfectly healthy for the animal. Screw that cap back on. God, that is strong. We have leaf litter and the rocks, I did say. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, per se, the most. You know what? Let's add the rocks over here a little, or since we're working on the final touches, let's go ahead and put this cocoa fiber over the parts that it needs to go over. I think that's mostly got it covered. We'll throw throw you in there too. Next, let's add some of the rocks. Okay, I think that's enough rocks. I have more, but I don't want to overdo it, especially since we're going to be adding a lot of leaf litter. And especially since this setup already has so many different aspects to it already. Let's cover those slightly. There we go, leaf litter now. So if you're gonna use leaf litter that, like me, that comes from outside, you need to put it in water and boil it. Usually I like to just go ahead and do 250 on it and boil it for about 30 minutes. Or you can microwave it. I don't know the exact stuff for microwaving, but what I usually do is just put it in water and then stick it in the oven. I literally said boil, I meant bake. You can bake it in the oven over 250 for 30 minutes, which is what I do, which kills the things in it. Or you can boil it, but then you have to wait for it to dry. So I just like to go ahead and boil. I said boil again, I meant bake. There we go. That is the final tank. Let me get you a little close up. There we go. Final tank completed and done. Let's go ahead and add our tarantula. Okay, so I'm still pretty nervous when handling her. I've never really handled spiders before. I've handled other invertebrates, but not spiders per se. I literally can't find my other. I'm gonna grab these, and this is simply to motivate her to move. She really does not want to move. There we go. And out she is. There we go. The new tarantula. And that's it, you all. That's the new tarantula enclosure. Hope you all like it as much as I like how much better it looks right now compared to the old thing. I think it looks a lot better. And there she goes. She never gave a name for this tarantula, and I've just been thinking of a name, and I think Rosie is what I would like to name it, but you all can drop a name in the comments in case you like it. In case you don't like that name, just give me a name in the comments and I'll think about it. Maybe the most liked one. But yeah, there goes I'm just gonna call her Rosie for now. There goes Rosie in her new enclosure. Hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like and I'll catch you all later. Peace.